This is not someone tiptoeing around how they feel. This is someone standing fully in their truth. They are not hedging, they are not softening it, they are saying exactly what is living inside them. You are all they want, you are all they need, and they are doing the actual work to clear the path to you. That is not a small thing. That is not something people say casually. That is a declaration from the deepest place. The energy in this reading is enormous. I felt the weight of it immediately, and I want to honor that fully today. We open with the Ace of Swords, and this card is the perfect entry point for a message like this one. The Ace of Swords is pure clarity. It is truth cutting through every layer of confusion and doubt. This person has had a moment of absolute knowing, a moment where everything became crystal clear inside them. They looked at their life, they looked at what they had been carrying, and they made a razor-sharp decision. The decision was you, the answer was you, and now they are moving everything else out of the way to make room. The Ace of Swords does not tolerate confusion or half measures. It demands truth, and that is exactly what this is. Every word in this message is intentional. Every word was chosen because they meant it completely and entirely. The Two of Wands follows, and this card is about someone who has a vision, someone who is standing at the edge of something. The Two of Wands is a person looking out at the horizon, holding the world in their hands, deciding their next move. This person has decided they are not standing there wondering anymore. They have already chosen their direction. The direction is toward you, and they are not just thinking about it vaguely, they are actively mapping the route. They have a picture of what they want this to look like, a real and detailed picture, and you are at the center of it, not as an afterthought, not as part of a bigger plan, but as the plan itself, the whole thing, the entire point. The Strength card arrives next, and I love this card in this position more than I can properly express right now. Strength is not the loud, aggressive kind of power. It is the quiet, unshakable kind. The kind that comes from deep knowing this person is showing tremendous inner strength by doing what they are doing, by clearing what needs to be cleared. It takes courage to look at your past honestly, to name what no longer belongs, and to actively let it go. They are doing that not because it is easy, but because you are worth the difficulty of it to them. The Strength card says they are not being reckless or impulsive here. This is a considered and grounded decision. They have sat with this feeling long enough to know it is real, long enough to know it is not going anywhere. The Emperor appears next, and this card is about structure, about someone building something intentional and lasting. The Emperor does not move emotionally without a plan. They move with intention, with vision, with commitment. This card says the clearing they are doing is not chaotic. It is deliberate. They are dismantling the old to construct the new. They are creating the actual conditions for what they are telling you, not just speaking it, but actively engineering it. The Emperor in this position tells me this person is serious in a way that goes far beyond words or declarations. They are taking real steps, making real changes, ending things that needed to end, releasing what needed releasing. The Nine of Cups rounds out this first part, and this is the card of deep personal fulfillment of wishes answered. The Nine of Cups is someone sitting with everything they have wished for, finally within reach, finally becoming real for this person. That wish has a face, and that face is yours. It has always been yours, even when they could not say it. The feeling they get when they imagine a life with you, that is the Nine of Cups, that is what drives everything they are doing. They want to feel that fullness, that completeness, and they have decided you are the only thing that brings it. This reading is going to go somewhere really honest and really deep today. So settle in and let it land. Because what is behind this message, what is underneath it, what is driving it is everything. It is a full life being reorganized around a single truth, and that truth is that they choose you. Not eventually, not when things settle, not when the timing is perfect. They choose you right now, actively. Every card that came out for this opening is pointing in the same direction toward commitment, toward you, toward forever. That word, forever, they used it deliberately, And the cards are confirming that they mean it without any reservation. Now I want to turn to you because your energy in this reading deserves its own full spotlight. You have been carrying something about this person for a while now, and it has not been light or simple. There is a depth to how you feel about them that you do not always let yourself sit with fully. Because sitting with it fully means admitting how much you actually want this, and that is a vulnerable place to be. The first card for your side is the Temperance card, and it describes you in this situation so precisely. Temperance is someone who has been carefully managing their emotions, pouring things slowly, keeping the balance. You have been measured about this. You have been trying not to get ahead of yourself, not to want too much too fast. You have been tempering your own hope, turning it down just enough to protect yourself from the ache of uncertainty. Because wanting something this much and not knowing if it is coming, that is one of the most exhausting feelings there is. But temperance also says you have been doing this with real grace. You have been handling it with more wisdom than you know. The Page of Pentacles arrives next for your side, and this card speaks to something quiet and studious in your approach. The Page of Pentacles is someone who watches carefully, who pays attention to the details, who takes nothing for granted. That is you with this person. You notice everything, the small shifts, the subtle changes, the things others would miss. You have been observing them, watching to see if their actions match their words, if the energy behind the feeling is real. You are not someone who takes declarations at face value. You need to see the evidence. And that is actually wisdom, the fact that they are clearing their past actively, tangibly, that has not gone unnoticed by you at all. You have felt something shifting in them, something becoming more settled and more directed, and it has stirred something in you. The Hierophant shows up next for your energy, and I find this card so interesting in this position right here. The Hierophant is about tradition, about commitment, about something that is meant to be witnessed and made real. Deep inside you, there is a part of you that craves exactly what this person is offering, something lasting and sacred. You do not just want a feeling, you want a foundation. You want something that holds through time and difficulty. You have been afraid to say that out loud, afraid it sounds like too much, afraid it will push people away. But the Hierophant says that desire is not too much. It is exactly right. It is exactly what you were built for. What this person is describing, building something permanent together that matches the blueprint already inside you. The Three of Pentacles lands here, and this card is about collaboration, about two people building something together. You have imagined what it would look like to build a life alongside this person, not just a relationship, a life. The small details of it, the daily texture of it, what it would feel like to have them as your constant, your person, those imaginings have been more specific and more frequent than you have admitted to anyone, including yourself. The Three of Pentacles says that vision is not fantasy. It is actually a preview of something that wants to be real. The Seven of Cups reversed comes in next, and this is such a clarifying card to see in your side of the spread. The Seven of Cups reversed is someone who has finally cut through the noise, who has stopped entertaining every option. You have done that with this person. You have stopped pretending you are neutral, stopped pretending you are unbothered. Inside yourself, you have already chosen them too. You just have not fully spoken it yet, not even to yourself. The confusion has lifted, the wondering has quieted. What remains is just this clear and honest pull toward them. The reversed Seven of Cups says your heart has made its decision even if your voice has not caught up to it yet. The Knight of Pentacles closes your side, steady, unhurried, loyal, someone who means what they commit to. That is the energy you bring to love. You are not impulsive. You are not careless. You are deeply intentional. When you give yourself to something, you give yourself fully and you do not look back. And this person knows that they know that your yes means something permanent, that your trust is not handed out easily or taken back lightly. Part of why this declaration from them means so much is because they know exactly what it is asking for from you. They are asking for the real version of you, the version that loves without reservation, without one foot at the door, and quietly Tenderly, that version of you is already here, already waiting, already ready to step forward. Now we go entirely into their world because their side of this story is layered and worth understanding deeply. This person did not arrive at this declaration easily. There is a whole interior journey that brought them here. We need to look at what drove this, what shifted inside them, what finally made them say the thing they are saying. The first card on their side is the Death card, and before anyone panics, this is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. Death in tarot is not about endings in a dark sense. It is about transformation, about shedding what no longer fits. This person has been going through a genuine metamorphosis, and it has not been comfortable or painless for them. Something fundamental in them broke open, and instead of putting the pieces back the same way, they rebuilt differently. They released a version of themselves that was holding on to things out of habit, out of comfort, out of fear, old relationships, old patterns, old stories about what they deserved and what was possible. All of it being stripped away. The Death card here says this is not surface level change. This is a complete interior renovation happening in real time. They are not the same person they were 6 months ago, even 3 months ago, and that shift changed everything. The Six of Pentacles reversed appears next, and this card reveals something about what their past was costing them. The Six of Pentacles reversed is an imbalance, giving too much to the wrong places or receiving without real reciprocity. This person was pouring themselves into dynamics that were draining them, into situations that left them empty. They were showing up fully for things and people that were not meeting them with the same energy or intention. And somewhere in that exhaustion, that quiet depletion, they started asking themselves a very important question. Why am I spending myself on things that do not fill me, when there is something that actually does, when there is you? That question cracked something open, and they could not put the lid back on it once it was fully formed. The Page of Swords reversed shows up here, and this card tells me they were in a long period of overthinking. They had been living in their head about all of this, running scenarios, talking themselves in and out of things. What if it does not work? What if it is too late? What if they have already done too much damage to this connection? Those fears were loud, and for a while they kept this person frozen, kept them from taking the step they knew they needed to take. The reverse Page of Swords says the mental chatter finally exhausted itself, and when it quieted, the truth was just there. Simple, clear, undeniable, you are who they want. You are what they keep coming back to no matter what else they try. The trigger for this declaration, and I feel this strongly, was a moment of acute loneliness or contrast. They were somewhere, doing something, surrounded by things that looked fine from the outside, and they felt completely hollow. In that hollow moment, they thought of you not vaguely, specifically, with a clarity that almost knocked them over. They thought about what it feels like to be with you, around you, known by you. And the contrast was devastating. That was the moment the decision crystallized. That was when clearing the past stopped being an idea and became a plan. The Four of Cups reverse lands here, and this card is about someone finally pulling themselves out of stagnation. This person had been sitting in a kind of emotional limbo for longer than they want to admit to anyone, going through the motions, staying in things past their expiry, because leaving felt harder than staying felt painful. The Four of Cups reverse says they snapped out of that. Something clicked, and they chose movement over inertia. They chose discomfort over numbness. They chose the harder path because the harder path leads directly to you. The Nine of Swords reversed appears, and this one tells me about the fear they had to face to get to this point. This person has been losing sleep over this, lying awake at night with a mind that would not settle or quiet. Fear of rejection, fear of being too late, fear of opening up this completely and having it not be received. Those fears are real, and they are not fully gone, but this person made the decision to act despite them anyway. The Nine of Swords reversed says the anxiety is releasing now. The courage outran the fear, and that is everything. The Queen of Wands closes their side, bold, self-assured, someone who knows their worth and acts from that knowing. This person has stepped into a version of themselves that is done apologizing, done shrinking, done waiting. They know what they want, they know who they are choosing, and they are clearing the way with everything they have. This part is where things get tangible, where the energy stops being internal and starts becoming visible. What is about to happen between you two is not subtle. The cards are showing real and concrete movement. This is the part of the reading where potential becomes action and intention becomes something you can actually feel. The Knight of Cups opens this section, and this energy is romantic. It is deliberate. It is someone arriving for you. The Knight of Cups does not show up halfway. They ride in fully carrying everything they feel without apology. This person is about to show up for you in a way that removes all remaining doubt about where they stand. Not through words alone, but through presence, through consistency, through choosing you in ways that are visible. They are going to make it undeniable. They are going to show you with their actions what the message already said. The Knight of Cups in this position says a gesture is coming, something intentional, something designed to be felt. Something that says, I am serious, I am here, I am not going anywhere, and I want you to know that for certain the Five of Pentacles reversed follows. And I love this card in a reading about new beginnings so much. The Five of Pentacles reversed is someone coming in from the cold, finding shelter, finding warmth after a long time outside. What changes first is the atmosphere between you two, the tension, the uncertainty, the unnamed thing that has been hovering. That hovering unresolved energy is about to land. It is about to have a name, and the name is commitment. The coldness and the distance that existed before, the cautious tiptoeing around what this connection actually is. All of that starts dissolving, and what replaces it is something warmer, something more settled. And sure, you are both coming in from the cold toward each other, and that warmth, it is about to become your new normal. The Magician appears next, and this card is about someone who has all the tools and is ready to use every single one. The Magician does not wait for conditions to be perfect. They create the conditions, they build what they need. This person is actively manifesting the future they described in that message. They are not passively hoping for it. They are making calls, having conversations, drawing lines, closing doors, doing what needs to be done. Every practical step they take is a direct act of clearing, a direct act of making space for you in their life. The Magician says, watch what they do over the next few weeks, because the evidence is going to be undeniable. Their actions are going to align with their words in a way that is consistent and visible and real. The Ten of Wands reversed lands here, and this is such a significant card for what is about to change for them. The Ten of Wands reversed is someone finally putting down a burden they have been carrying for far too long. This person has been weighed down by the past, by obligations, by connections that had already run their course. They are laying those things down now deliberately and with full awareness of what they are releasing. What changes for them is the lightness, a feeling of relief, of breathing easier, of being untethered from old weight. And in that lightness, in that newly cleared space, there is room for something that has not had room before. Room for you fully, completely, without the old clutter pressing in from every direction. The Lovers reversed appears here, and I want to be very precise about what this card means in this position. The Lovers reversed is not about love fading. It is about a false alignment finally being recognized and ended. This person is dissolving a connection or dynamic that was never truly right, never truly aligned with who they are. They stayed in it longer than they should have for complicated reasons. But the clarity has arrived now. They are choosing correctly this time. They are choosing with their whole self and not just out of convenience. The choice they are making is you, and unlike previous choices, this one is coming from the truest part of them. The Two of Cups reversed flipping upright closes this section, and the energy of this shift is everything. It is the moment of alignment arriving, two energies finally moving in the same direction at the same time. What changes is the dynamic between you, the push and pull, the almost but not quite, the circling without landing. That era is ending. Something is straightening out. Something is clicking into its rightful place between you two. The connection that has always been there is about to be named, claimed, and honored by both of you together. This is not a maybe anymore. It is a movement, it is already happening, and it is moving directly toward you. This is the part I lean into most carefully because this is where the real unspoken things finally get air. What they have said in that message is honest, but there is a layer beneath even that honesty, and we are going there now. The things that do not make it into words, the things that live in the body and the bone and the quiet hours. The Wheel of Fortune opens this section, and in this position, it is telling me something about fate and recognition. This person believes in you and them on a level that goes beyond logic, beyond timing, beyond circumstance. They feel fated to you. They feel like the universe has been steering them in your direction for longer than they can track. Every time they tried to go a different way, every time they pursued something else, something pulled them back. Not forced, not dramatic, just a gentle and persistent returning, like water finding its natural level. The hidden confession here is that they have stopped fighting that pull entirely. They are giving themselves over to it. They used to resist it, used to tell themselves it was impractical or complicated or too much to want. Now they have stopped arguing with it. And what is left when the argument stops is just this: you, only you. The hidden truth is that choosing you does not feel like a sacrifice to them. It feels like the truest relief they have ever known. The Sunday reversed appears next, and this card is vulnerable in a way that I want to handle with real care. The Sunday reversed says there has been a period where this person's inner light felt dimmed, felt covered over. They have been operating below their own capacity for joy, not fully alive, not fully present in their own life. And they know exactly when that dimming began. They know what it was connected to, and it was connected to the distance from you. The hidden emotional truth is that you are part of how they come back to themselves, part of how their light returns, being around you, being chosen by you. It restores something in them that nothing else has been able to restore. They have never told you that directly, never said that your presence is actually part of their own healing. But it is, and that is one of the deepest and most private things they carry about what you mean to them. Now the physical truth, because the cards are not going to let us skip over this. And honestly, they should not. The King of Wands arrives, and this card is fire. It is magnetic pull. It is desire that has matured into something fierce. This person is intensely attracted to you, not just in a passing way, in a way that has deepened with time. The thought of being physically close to you again, of being in your space of contact, of proximity, it consumes them. They think about the specific way your energy feels when you are near, the warmth of it, the particular charge of it. There is something about your physical presence that undoes them in a way they find almost impossible to explain. They have tried to put language to it over and over, and the language always falls short. It is not just attraction. It is a craving, a hunger, something that is also somehow deeply calming. The hidden physical confession is that being close to you is one of the only things that makes them feel real. The Eight of Cups reversed falls here, and this one is about someone who tried to walk away and genuinely could not. This person may have attempted to detach from this connection at some point to convince themselves to let it go. They tried to leave this feeling behind, to build walls around it, to outgrow it or exhaust it or reason past it. None of it worked. Every road led back to this same feeling, the same knowing, the same wanting you specifically. The Eight of Cups reversed says they stopped trying to leave, they turned around, and they walked back toward this. The hidden confession embedded in that turning around is enormous. It means you outlasted every attempt to forget you. You outlasted the logic, the self-protection, the practicality. You outlasted all of it and remained standing. The Fool appears, and not the naive version, the version that leaps, because the leap itself is the truest thing. What they have never said is this: they would start completely over for you, completely from the beginning, with nothing, no guarantee, no safety net, no promise that it will be easy. They would choose the leap anyway because it is you. The forever they mentioned is not a word they use lightly. It is a word they sat with and meant entirely. It is the most honest thing they have ever said to anyone, offered to you without condition or reservation. That is the hidden truth beneath everything, beneath all of it. You are not just what they want right now. You are what they want to wake up to, what they want to build toward, what they want to still be choosing in 10 years. We have arrived at the final part, and I want you to receive what comes next with an open chest. Because the near future this reading is showing is not something to brace for, it is something to walk toward. The cards for what is coming are some of the most affirming I have seen in a reading like this one. The star opens the close, not the hopeful distant star, but the star that says the wish is already answered. This card says the period of uncertainty, of wondering, of carrying this feeling without knowing where it lands. That period is ending. You are coming out of it, and what you are stepping into is something that actually holds. The star in this position is not a maybe. It is a confirmation. Something real is forming, and it is forming around you. The healing that both of you needed before you could arrive here, that healing has been happening quietly all along. You are both arriving at this moment more ready than you have ever been, and the timing is not accidental. The universe held this open long enough for both of you to become who you needed to be, and now you are here. The King of Pentacles appears next, and this is one of the most grounding and substantial cards to see right now. The King of Pentacles is about building something that lasts, something with real foundations, real daily devotion. The near future here is not just emotional or romantic, it is practical, it is woven into the fabric of actual life. This person is going to show up in concrete and consistent ways, not just in grand declarations, but in the ordinary, in the showing up on a Tuesday, in the remembering the small things, in the choosing you in the unremarkable moments. That is what forever looks like in practice, and the King of Pentacles says that is exactly what is being offered. The near future holds a stability you may not have experienced fully with this person before, something grounded, a version of this connection that has roots now, that has space and room to actually breathe and expand. The Six of Wands arrives next, and this card is victory. It is someone returning triumphant. It is a yes after a long wait. There is a resolution coming for you, a moment where something that has been unfinished finally gets its ending, or rather, not its ending, but its beginning, the real beginning, the one built on honesty and cleared ground. The Six of Wands says you are going to feel vindicated in how you felt about this connection and how you held on to it. Whatever you kept believing quietly about what this could be, the near future is going to confirm that you were right. Right to feel it, right to hold space for it, right to not completely close the door even when it got complicated. The advice card that came out for you is the Page of Cups, and it is the softest and most important card here. The Page of Cups says, be open, genuinely, and fully open. Let the tenderness of this moment actually reach you. Do not armor up right at the finish line. Do not protect yourself from the very thing you have been hoping for. You are allowed to receive this. You are allowed to let it be as real and as good as it genuinely is. The Page of Cups asks you to meet this person with your heart visible, without the shield, without the distance. They have been vulnerable enough to say you are all they want. Let yourself be vulnerable enough to receive that. Let it land. Let it change something in you. Let it give you permission to want this as openly as they do. The advice card for both of you together is the Four of Pentacles reversed, and this one is about releasing control. Stop holding so tightly to the outcome. Stop managing and calculating and second-guessing every step. What is building between you does not need to be controlled. It needs to be allowed. It needs room to move. The Four of Pentacles reversed says the more you let go of the grip, the more naturally this settles into place. Trust what is happening, trust what they have said, trust what you feel, and let those three things align. The final card in this entire reading is the Judgment card, and I want to end here because it says everything. Judgment is the great reckoning, the moment of waking up fully, the moment of stepping into what has always been waiting. This connection has been calling to both of you for a long time at different volumes, in different ways. The call is the loudest it has ever been, and judgment says this is the moment to answer it completely. Not partially, not with reservations, not with one eye on the exit, but fully, with everything you are. You are so deserving of a love that clears its path to you, that says your name, like it is the only word that matters. That is what is arriving. That is what is already here, waiting exactly as long as it needed to take good care of yourself. And I will see you in the next one, because the near future